Social graces, more popularly known as good manners and etiquette, is not a put on or add on to one's personality. It should be part of the character of a person. So, next is starting to be finished. You must prepare yourself to take advantage of the wonderful opportunities available, opportunities far beyond the life of domesticity and limited social activity that a man or woman of only a generation or two from the hearts. It is easily communication stated by one who possesses the correct social thoughts. Next is etiquette. Rules of conduct in relationship were of necessity developed and refined through the ages. How often do you smile? In the words of hospitality, nothing is more natural way of communicating an attitude of cheer and welcome a guest and making him or her feel at ease than smiling. Next is eye contact. If you want to look and sound sincere, maintain eye contact with the person you are speaking to. Social graces in the family. Many times of home is the place we let go, so to speak. Social graces in public places. This includes behavior in the streets, on the bus, in restaurants, in church, in theaters and movie houses and school. So next is calling the waiter. The usual way to catch his eye and then raise your hand as if to say, "Come here." Paying the check. When everyone has finished, the host catches the eye of the waiter and says, "Check, please." Taping. It is difficult to give definite rules for taping. The smorgasbord. This is a delightful importation from Sweden. Actually, it is food served buffet style. Other restaurant courtesies. When a group enters a restaurant and sees people who some know and others do not, they continue directly to their table, nodding hello as they pass. Next is at the theater. With a revival of cultural presentations in the Greater Manila area, it is imperative that a person who is studying to have improved social graces learn how to behave and what to wear to these functions. Next is in church. The church is a place of worship. It is a formal, quiet, and quiet place. Next is at the movies. Unless you are attending a movie premiere or casual tour is determined by the locations of the movie houses. Next is the introductions. Introductions and in importance part of good manners and you must accept the responsibility and perfect the skill of performing them with a natural ease. Number 1. Mentioning name of persons you are honoring first. This person could be an older person, a distinguished person, a lady, your boss, a clergyman, or etc. Number 2. Business reversal of ordinary introductions. You say, "Mr. Ramos, this is Miss Manalo of XYZ Corporations. Ms. Manalo, this is Mr. Ramos, my employers." Number 3. Acknowledging an introduction. The best acknowledgement is, "How do you do?" Next, number 4. Shaking hands. Shaking hands is a more formal way of acknowledging an introduction. Number 5. Rising for an introduction. A man is expected to rise when introduced at all times. Number 7. Introducing oneself. There are occasions when you find yourself beside a person at a gathering and there is no one to introduce you. Number 7. When incorrectly introduced. When your name is incorrectly given on your title, Miss or Mister. Manners at the table. One of the most accurate measures of civilization be at be it a society, a families, or an individuals. It is the way it feeds itself. Cocktail parties. Cocktail parties have become the most common form of entertaining. So, table etiquette. Number 1, hold the knife and fork correctly. Number 2, the fork is slipped under the food and the morsel lifted up and conveyed to the mouth. Number 3, get conservative size bites. Number 4, sit erect at the table. Number 5, things eaten with a fork. For examples, meat, fish, poultry, vegetables, or salads. Number 6, things eaten with a finger. So examples, bread, rolls, or sandwiches. Number 7, never use your bread to mop your plate, nor do you dunk your bread in coffee or cocoa. Number 8, take soap with a spoon. Spooning away from you, do not slurp your food with your spoon. Number 9, if you drop your silverware, leave it there. The art of conservation. Auditory impressions are as important as visual others. Next is communications. Communications process may be defined simply as the exchange of messages by human beings. Next segments in the communication process. The theme of a recent film describing the need of teamwork among secretarial and managerial personnel urges secretaries and managers to communicate. Importance of communications. Communications is the lifeblood of an organization. The flow of communication. In the office, messages can flow upward, downward, or laterally within the organization. Barriers in the communications process. Communication breakdown can be caused by physical and environmental conditions, noisy room, hot weather, weak voice, uncomfortable chairs, large room, or etc. Next, verbal communication. Communication with words is one method of exchanging ideas, information, thoughts, and feelings. Listening is not the same as hearing. Poor listening habits. Below are some poor listening habits. Body language. People communication not only with words but also with their movements. Next is active listening. The active listener is skilled at sensing, attending, and responding. Other tips that talks. First, think before you speak. Second, pauses and silence are allowed. Third, no one should be left out. Draw a shy person into the conversation. Fourth, always look directly at the person with whom you are speaking. And fifth, make your meaning clear in a few words. And sixth, be genuine. And the last is, do not be afraid to speak articulately and with intelligence. Business etiquette. For men to stand up in the buses, light a woman's cigarettes, hold open a door, carry her packages, or stand up when she enters the room is not expected any longer since the days of women live. Some general rules to follow are: number 1, assume that all business associates prefer to be addressed formally. Second, be nice to business associates, secretaries. Third, be punctual for business appointment. Fourth, smoke only when ashtrays are available. Fifth, asking a business associate to have lunch on a pay your own. And the sixth, conversation at business social meeting should not be confined to business. 7. Superiors are not invited out socially by subordinates. 8. Always say thank you in writing after a favor has been given. And number 9, When a woman meets men in the coffee room or at the corridor, approach the chance to socialize with delicacy. Number 10. Cocktail are reserved for after office hour, not lunches. 11. Profanity are no-nos for the working woman or man. Number 12. Opening of door of offices or cars should be done naturally. Next is reception techniques. The first person the visitors comes in the contact with in the office is the secretary. Next, some general rules. In meeting people, the following rules should be followed. First, be friendly. Greet visitor with a smile. Number 2, be attentive. Many visitors do not know whom they are have to talk to in order to help them with their problems. Number 3, ask necessary questions. It requires tact, patience, and perseverance to find out what the visitors wishes to see the executive about. Number 4, attend to your visitor at once. Never let the visitors in front of your wait. And next, specific situations. First, when the visitor admitted, there is no problem here. Number 2, when the visitor is asked to wait, always place the waiting visitors at ease. Number 3, when the visitors cannot wait, if the visitor is asked to wait for a period of time and he feels that he cannot wait the long. Number 4, when the visitors is to be denied admittance, there are some people that the boss has made clear he does not wish to see. Voice and speech. What is voice and speech? For me, speech is what ultimately comes out the mouth after the sound is modified by the throat muscles, palate, tongue, lips, teeth, etc. An example of a voice problem is hoarseness. A speech problem would be suffering or nasal sounding words or mumbling. Is voice and speech the same? Voice is the sound produced by humans and other vertebrates using the lungs, the vocal folds in the larynx or voice box. Voice is generated by airflow from the lungs as the vocal folds are brought close together. What is speech and examples? Speech is communication through talking or a talk given to an audience. What is a speech called? Speech language refers to means of communication used by people. What are the 4 types of speech? The 4 basic types of speech are: number 1, to inform; number 2, to instruct; number 3, to entertain; number 4, to persuade. The 3 things, here is the 3 things to form case to a good speaking voice are: number 3, bodily relaxation; number 1, bodily relaxation; number 2, proper breathing; and number 3 is good posture. So that's all my understanding about voice and speech.